This is Acceptable Vices for, what is it? November 3rd, 2017. Tonight, it's the Victor and Scojo show!
Woo!
Hey everybody, this is Victor Frost, and this is Acceptable Vices. Tonight, it's just me and Scojo, and we're just gonna be chatting. Crab people and talking about comics and, you know, things. Politics is probably going to come into the mix.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. Anywho, Scojo, how you doing?
I'm not as starving as I was before I'm not as starving as I was before I had dinner.
Were you
I have dinner
starving?
now. Yes, because I'm on a horrific diet. I'm on a horrific diet.
You poor thing. I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. What diet is it?
I am on MetaFast. It is. I only recommend it if you like torture and you like spending money, but you also like losing weight.
I think dieting just on its own has somewhat a requisite of being willing to spend more money than normal on food.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty expensive. And other people get away.
Apart from the I am just going to eat less food altogether diet, which is just, which will save you money. But
yeah, I find if the diet isn't strict enough, I can't adhere to it in a way that is actually effective. Like if I have a couple days where I don't eat a lot, then I will. I'll have a couple days where I eat too much. So it's like, what am I doing?
Rebounding.
Yeah. So if I have a very strict diet that I do for like 2 or 3 months every couple of years, it works effectively.
Well, as long as you find what works for you, I think that's the most important bit there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
You don't want to do a diet that ends up starving you for no reason.
Yeah, you just go into starvation, and then you don't lose weight, which is like the ironic part of going into starvation.
Like, oh shit!
Oh my god! Yeah, but it's like 1,500 calories and like under 80 grams of carbs, which is not always fun. It's supposed to get you into ketosis, which everybody loves talking about.
What is ketosis?
It's where it changes how your body is burning energy, and it supposedly burns your fat instead of burning everything else first, like normal.
That's weird.
And you have to do it by like mostly eliminating carbohydrates.
Well, because carbohydrates are like the easy sugars for your body.
So if you eliminate those, then your body gets used to going for the complex stuff.
Oh, I see.
And so some people do it in a way where they don't restrict the calories, they just restrict the carbs. And that's the people that you see. That's like Atkins and everything, where you're like, I'm eating like 20 pounds of bacon every day and losing weight. What's wrong with you? And then they die of a heart attack. Whereas a calorie restricted and carb restricted diet is a lot more intense and probably a little bit more healthy than eating 20 pounds of bacon.
Who can say? There probably hasn't been any studies on the long-term effects of exclusive bacon consumption.
Well,
if you are a nutritionist and you are working on and you are about to conduct such a study, do let me know.
Oh, you want to be on that one?
I want to be on that one. I don't mind as long as they provide the bacon. I don't mind cutting everything else out of my diet and just eating bacon.
Oh man, I don't like bacon that much.
Really? It's just so.
I'm more of a sausage person.
No, sausages are delicious too, but it's like, bacon. You can have it like fried up on the pan like normal, but you could also like smoke it or let it, dry out and be like bacon jerky, which is also super good.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Bacon. I'm also hungry.
It's like, I'm hungry. Oh wait, you haven't eaten dinner yet. It's not 8:30 p.m. where you are.
Nope. It's 5:30 p.m. Uh, well, it's leftovers night tonight anyway, so we have we have chili roni sitting in a Tupperware container. Yeah. Well, no, it's good. It's good. You know what chili roni is, right?
I assume it's like rice-a-roni, but chili?
No. No. It's macaroni and cheese. And then you just like take a normal Kraft macaroni and cheese box.
Yeah.
And you make that. And then you just pour in a can of chili.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you have the
So it
macaroni
is
and
pretty
cheese
much what I
and chili.
expected. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that is pretty much chili roni. That would be like what you'd get out of a, rice-a-roni dish, really.
I don't know.
mean,
I don't think I've ever actually had rice-a-roni.
well, no, I'm talking. There's like other versions of
Yeah,
rice-a-roni.
like-
There's like
it's
the
like
tuna.
Zatarain's.
Yeah, and I'm just saying you're taking two like pre-prepared type things and throwing them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's essentially it.
Sounds good.
And then there's
everything's good with chili.
yeah, and then there's we have spaghetti and meat, which is basically pasta, normal spaghetti with spaghetti sauce, but just like some ground beef, onions, and garlic sautéed together and put into the mix. Oh, hey, George is available. Maybe I'll kick him an invitation too. Sweet. Let's see. We can talk about food. We can do the Geek Nights thing and just talk about food, which everybody loves.
Let's talk about food while Scott can't eat anything.
Okay, tangentially related to food. How was Halloween?
Halloween is fun when you have a 3-year-old. She was she was dressed as Ladybug from the French
Miraculous
cartoon
Ladybug.
Miraculous Ladybug.
Yep.
Which was funny because everybody just assumed she was just a ladybug.
Little ladybug.
They're just like, "What the hell are you talking about? A French cartoon?"
Yeah, exactly.
There was actually a house.
I need to tell Ezra that he'll get a kick out of it.
There was
he was the English voice acting director of Miraculous Miss Ladybug.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So what else? What was that?
Oh, no, there was a house that was giving out homemade limoncello and wine to the adults. I was like, "You guys are the real MVP."
That's beautiful.
I know, right?
That's just wonderful.
And then there was another house had a murder shed in the front where they like set up a pavilion and put strobe lights and like blew smoke into it, and then had.
I think I saw you tweet. I think I saw you post on Facebook
pretty much
about
going through what I talked about. I mean, they were the only highlights. Everybody else was just like, here, have some candy.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up these hills, and these like 50 steps up. Now you get to our house, and here's this tiny piece of fun-sized candy that I can't eat right now because I'm on a diet. But my daughter.
I think if you have to go up like an extreme walk to get to someone's door on Halloween, like you're clearly on their property, but you've like go through the little fence and then you have to walk like a good solid distance to get to the door. I think they need to be giving like, I don't know, at least Kit Kats, you know?
Yeah. Well,
if not like full size bars.
What I've noticed is you can go to the place that's like really high density, right? And you'll get a lot because you'll hit a lot of houses. But if you go to the houses that get like a lesser amount of density, but still get some people, they tend to just give all their candy away, especially as it gets later. So you're just like, they're like, just take it.
Keep it.
Like, take it. We don't want it. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm like,
the bowl into the bag.
Yeah, I'm like, my 3-year-old will appreciate this. I will not when she's up with a sugar rush.
Has Laura been eating some of the candy too?
Oh yeah. She's eating. She can eat the candy, the stuff that's gluten free, which luckily chocolate generally is.
Generally, is there a case where it is not gluten free?
Well, if it's like chocolate covered something that's glutinous.
I guess. Yeah, my little brother went trick-or-treating. He got a okay amount of candy. I didn't take him. I was at a party.
Oh, that's awesome. I got invited to 0 parties this year. I was very sad.
People probably just assumed you'd, rightly so, you'd be taking Kaylee out trick or treating.
Oh no. Who does their party on the weeknight that Halloween occurs
That
on?
my friends did.
Yeah, well, okay.
Okay.
Like real people have the party the weekend before Halloween.
Oh, real people?
Yes,
I
real
just
people.
maybe the party I went to was just more hardcore.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
did they all work the next day?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
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 They're all in their 20s though, right?
Hmm. I think except for so it was at my best friend's house. And her husband is 32, I think.
Oh.
So he was
Hello.
probably the oldest one. Hey, George.
Hey,
How you
George.
doing?
Hey, Victor, you're peeking out.
Am I? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Well, Scojo, why didn't you say something? Good Christ.
I figured you could tell.
How am I supposed to tell? I can't hear what YouTube is hearing. Hang on.
Isn't that why you have little sound bars?
I do.
Hello,
I do.
hello,
Hang
test
on.
one.
How am I now, George? Am I okay? Am I doing
Much
all right?
better.
Much better.
How
Excellent.
am I doing? Am I okay?
You're
Dude,
good.
you sound great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were just talking about our respective Halloweenies. How are you doing? How was yours, George?
Mine was really good. I cooked Greek chicken and potatoes. It was delicious.
Did you get any trick-or-treaters?
We got no trick-or-treaters at all.
Our house also got no trick-or-treaters.
It could be the 8x4-foot Democratic campaign sign on my lawn. Not entirely sure.
Really?
Wait, how big is a Democratic sign on your lawn?
8 foot by 4 foot.
Whoa.
Jesus.
That's
like a
hardcore.
tiny- that's
Is
like a
it
tiny
wood?
residential billboard. Is what you got.
It's got wooden, poles on
Yeah,
the side.
you got one of the really hardcore signs.
Yeah.
Because you're on a major highway road, aren't you?
I'm on a decently big road, and also the Republicans have a similar sign across the street.
Ah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
they
it's
were
sort of
they were
turnabout
happy.
as fair play.
They were happy to get your the use of your lawn.
Exactly.
Gray says trunk or treat rules the day. Do you guys know what trunk or treat is?
I do. Hold on, let me
You-
swallow.
Go ahead and swallow your food there. The man eating in front
So
of
this
the
is
two
like
people.
a thing going on now in suburban communities
Yeah.
where instead of, wandering from house to house as would be normal in our time, you drive your kids to a parking lot with candy in your trunk, and then they go around all the cars and just get candy out of the trunk of people's cars.
Why would you? But isn't the point of it to like meet all the neighbors that you never meet? Like that's what I always thought the point of
but you see,
Halloween was.
Scojo.
Look,
you see,
there's a
Scojo,
lot of things
the
going on here
suburban
that I don't
fear.
understand.
I had never heard
There's
of
all
this.
that suburban fear going on there.
Oh yeah,
Scojo.
this is total suburban fear. It's like, not
Yeah.
letting your kids out of your sight, not letting them near strangers' houses where, they could easily, just grab them and pull them inside and then they'd be gone forever. No, it's just like, what the?
Well,
are you
I mean,
people
it is
crazy?
the first comment that my mom made when I said that somebody was giving out homemade limoncello and wine at their house on Halloween was, "How do you know it's not poisoned?" And I'm like,
Because
Basic
it's
faith
never
in
happened
humanity?
ever.
yeah, I mean, like not only has it like never happened, right? But like, who's gonna poison their neighbors? Like, clearly, it's like, oh, what happened to him? I don't know. He seemed to have some homemade limoncello while he was trick or treating and suddenly died an hour later. Like, that would be pretty easy to figure out who did it. Like, you'd have to be really crazy. And you know what? If they look like they're gonna be really crazy, I'm probably not gonna drink their limoncello that they hand me.
Mm-hmm. So there's
Grace
actually
is,
a funny story about poison
Okay.
candy, and that is there was one reported case of poison candy ever. And upon investigation, it was determined that the father poisoned his kid for insurance money.
Did you watch that episode of Adam Ruins Everything too?
No, I knew this before that, but
Okay.
you know, but like that, like that's the only reported case ever. There has never been another reported case. So
Ever.
yeah, ever.
Gray says that his Gray's got a theory about the trunk or treat. He says it also eliminates the exercise of going trick or treating.
I can understand that a little bit.
Seriously though,
Walking
exercise?
around is not
when
exercise.
trick or treating
I'm sorry.
ended? You know when I don't buy the whole exercise thing, because you know when trick or treating ended when we were kids. Because like my parents didn't just send us off on our own, because we lived in an area where like the houses were a decent distance apart.
Yeah.
They just said went and walked with us, and trick or treat ended when Mom got tired. That's when trick or treating ended.
Yeah, I mean, it did.
Now, granted, it was like a few hours of walking from house to house, but like no, trick or treating ended when Mom got tired, and we walked into the house of the nearest person we knew, and we said, "Hey," she told them, "Hey, can we use the phone? We want to call my dad to come pick us up," and we went out. So.
Did you ever go trick or treating without parents?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So then, when did it end then?
Whenever I fucking got home, that's when it ended.
I can't remember going trick or treating.
I think like one year I ended up finishing off at one of my friends' houses, and because we were cutting through a lot of yards and shit, and it was like, it's like 10:30, 11. If I stay out much longer than this, my parents are probably gonna get a little bit concerned, because we went out. We started trick or treating when it was light, so it was like 5:30 when we started.
Wait, yeah, but
people are gonna start getting angry.
Yeah, who's answering the door at like 10 o'clock at night?
People. Old people mostly.
And they expected that? Like they didn't just turn their light off? Because that's what we do around here.
You go to the light. You go to the houses that still have their lights on. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. The first places we hit for trick or treat candy was the nearby senior home.
That's a good move.
You go there, and they got the good candy. They got the what are those things? They're like the little tiny hockey pucks of sugar, basically, in like that little row, in like the little tube. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean
kind of look like sweet tarts? No. Smarties.
Oh, those aren't good.
Smarties.
Those are
awesome.
Amazing.
Those are the perfect candy.
They're like the candy equivalent of rock cocaine. You take that and you can powderize it.
They're straight sugar with perhaps a tiny hint of sour flavoring. It's just perfect.
Exactly. It's perfect.
Perfect.
Well, so like in my area, the street that we were on, not the street I live on, but we were like a couple streets down in the more higher density housing. There was so many kids. And you had to go on these like small porches with, steps that, I was afraid that my 3-year-old was going to like get pushed off, because there was like, 20 kids at almost like every house.
Jeez.
It's just like a nut.
Crazy.
It was nuts.
But
I mean, I could see going with the trunk just to eliminate that fact, so you don't have a kid like fall down steps in like a hilly area, which is what I was paranoid about the whole time.
Yeah, like I get trunk or treat if it's like a school event, like you have it earlier in the day on Halloween, and that way all the kids, because school districts around here, like LA school district is big, and you can go to a school that's a solid 15, 20 miles away from your house. So, like, you could go and take your little kid. If it's little kids, you can go and take your kid there, and they'll get to go trunk or treat with all their friends, and they can nosh on some candy, and then they go home and do the real trick or treating. Like, I get that. But, like, trunk or treating just on its own as the Halloween trick-or-treating experience, I don't think it's a good thing.
Well, around here in all the little small towns, we have like a lot of like town centers, and a lot of them do a business Halloween, like on the weekend, where you just kind of go to each business and they'll have candy in front of each one.
Candy, yeah.
And it's kind of nice because you get to see all the businesses. And actually, at the one in near where we live, all the dentist offices had turned into haunted houses, and they were like in a competition with each other to try to make the better haunted house. So they were actually pretty cool.
Just every once in a while running a bunch of those the pneumatic drills all at once.
Yeah, I mean, a dentist office is kind of a haunted. It's kind of like a horror show anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just happened to, I guess, run with it more. Yeah, you'd have like it would be like Frankenstein, like sitting in the chair, getting his teeth worked on.
There you go. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So George, no trick or treaters, huh?
Not at all. We had candy and everything. We were ready.
Is there like a decent distance between houses where you live?
No.
Do you have sidewalks?
I can like throw a rock against the house next to mine.
Do you have sidewalks?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we don't quite know. I really do think we scared off parents with our Democratic campaign sign.
Are you really in a Republican area?
Not like that much. We went 2/3 for Hillary.
Oh.
Huh. I don't know.
I'm very confused by it.
Yeah. I would have had
a lot last year.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Scojo.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I would have had people at my house, but we were out trick or treating.
Did you leave a bowl out?
We were going to, and I didn't pick up candy on the way home.
Lame.
So I'm like really bad. Yeah.
Scojo, okay. Lame. Come on.
Hey, in past years I've given full-size candies out, so I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you got a reprieve this time.
Yeah. Excuse me, I miss a year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get why my house doesn't get any, because we live inside of a gated community. Like it's a little tiny, shitty gated community, but we do live in one, and everybody just sort of takes their kids elsewhere. So, I think a lot of people took their kids to North Hollywood. Yeah. Get some of the fancy people houses.
We just sat inside. I made dinner because I got off of work a little early because I went in stupid early that day.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Just things I had to do in the office.
Yeah.
And yeah, I made chicken. We watched some Stranger Things.
How was it?
Little Avatar. It's good. I'm still, I don't quite...
Are you meh about it too?
I am very meh about it. It just doesn't seem like the story is that good. It seems like the show leans really heavily on its 80s nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Like
definitely.
Like the 80s isn't a setting. The 80s is the show. A solid half of the show is just the fact that they are very, very picky about their 80s nostalgia and really getting everything perfectly set.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, that's kind of a big chunk of it. We were talking about Stranger Things, Scojo.
Yeah, I figured. You said 80s, and I was like, well, what else could we have transitioned to?
Oh, no, you don't want to talk about how... Oh, wait, no, Captain Planet was a 90s thing. Shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Captain Planet made a cameo on a Cartoon Network show recently. OK KO, Let's Be Heroes.
Aren't they working on a live-action Captain Planet?
I don't know. Why would they? That seems kind of weird. Now I gotta look.
Wait, why would that be weird?
I mean, it wouldn't be weird from like a business standpoint because, reboots are always great. Well, okay. It looks like last year around this time, it was announced that Leonardo DiCaprio was producing a Captain Planet movie with Paramount? Huh. That's weird. Captain Planet was only from 1990 to 1992? Wow, I felt like it was around a lot longer than that. Crap. All right. Well,
That's because it was in syndication for a very long time.
Oh, yes, syndication. That's right.
Syndication.
So many shows got kept around a lot longer than they really ought to be just because of syndication, I think. Hello, Kaylee.
She really wants to talk and won't go away.
Oh, yeah?
You want to, because I want to get.
Do you like Miraculous?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know like the theme song? Can you sing it?
Sing
Yeah.
the theme song, Kaylee.
Sing it.
I sing it at nighttime.
It's nighttime. Yeah, if you don't sing it, I have to get you off the thing so we can get back to our show.
Ugh.
So no? Not gonna sing?
Yeah. Maybe I get sip
Okay.
in the back. She got her yo-yo last year. Last
Oh.
year she got her yo-yo. Her yo-yo is being so.
What are you doing? She's putting her head on the pop filter. Now I'm gonna go into mute and get rid of her a second.
That kid is too cute.
Very cute.
Very adorable.
But yeah, Stranger Things. Chris is really, really excited about it. I'm just like,
Meh.
okay, I'll watch it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
She's apparently already watched all of it,
Jesus.
and is just watching it with me. And I'm just like, I don't really care, but okay, you're very excited about this.
See, what you guys gotta sit down and watch is you gotta sit down and watch Littlest Pet Shop. That's what you gotta sit down and watch.
Maybe.
Yeah, go do it. It's a funny show. Yeah. I was hoping to
Give
get
it a try. Why not?
Yeah, it's good. It's got it's 2 seasons. It's a good show. I was actually really hoping to get to go see the My Little Pony movie while it was still in theaters, but
Not in theaters very long.
It was not. Well, I mean, the movie theaters around here only guarantee that that they'll be showing a movie for about 2 weeks. That's all they guarantee. And beyond that, no, that's it. It's gone. Poof. Sucks. Because I keep on seeing pictures from it
Netflix
on the internet.
Beyond Stranger Things. What?
Oh no,
Beyond.
that's one of them talk show things that you watch one episode and then you go watch that thing, an episode of that thing, which talks about the episode of the first thing. So, I hate that kind of. I hate that shit. It's like After the Walking Dead or something.
Yeah, Talking Dead.
Wait, hold on.
Talking
Don't you
Dead.
do a show where you talk about Steven Universe after a
No.
Steven Universe episode?
No, dude. My Steven Universe is a cinema television arts 100 course, thinly veiled in a candy coating of Steven Universe.
Uh-huh.
But you're still
When-
talking about the show.
That's
after-
totally 100% different. I understand
That
now.
Thank you. I appreciate your understanding of the subtle and yet important differences in these shows.
That'd be like Victor saying, I really hate when people just have a podcast where they just talk about random stuff for like an hour.
No, I love that. I love podcasts like that. I listen to podcasts like that all day, every day. I'm always up to date on the latest episodes of Hello Internet, which is just that.
You know what's funny? Having appeared on this, I always listen to podcasts, and I'm always sitting there going like, why aren't they saying this? Why aren't they saying this smart thing? And then I appear on the podcast, and we start talking about a topic very similar, and I can't actually say what I want to get out. And I'm like, okay, now I understand.
Now
It is
you
impossible
understand.
to sound intelligent while you're talking.
It's
Well,
very
wait, that's just
difficult.
me. Daddy. Most of them don't have a 3-year-old in the background trying to steal my
Oh
attention
no, but that's great. See, Kaylee has a subcategory in terms of guests. She's under you. She's a sub. You are her parent category.
Oh my god.
Victor.
So when she's older, you can embarrass her by playing her little, interludes onto the episode's back at her.
Kaylee cameos.
Yeah,
Kaylee cameos.
Cameos.
Oh, God, I hope I didn't just name that.
You might have. You might have just.
No.
Okay. George, have you seen the tiny cars?
What tiny cars?
Oh, my friend, there are tiny cars to be seen.
Show
Go
me
look
the
at tiny cars.
What?
They're tiny cars.
What? Oh.
Tiny car. Oh no, you're talking about
George,
the
there's tiny cars.
show.
Victor, we need to do a car podcast.
We do. I feel like that's a good thing to do.
No, I mean like straight up spin off. We are going to talk about cars and nothing but
cars, nothing but cars.
Yeah.
You know what? It could be the podcast part of Tiny Car Stories.
I have.
Which would
I have a
incentivize
domain.
me to.
I have a domain called the
domain.
Shop Rag. We should use that.
The Shop Rag? Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I really need to go do more Tiny Car Stories. What is it? Tiny Cars.
Oh my gosh, this poor Lexus. What has happened to it?
I don't know. It's so tight. It's been like torn apart. Scojo, you gotta. It doesn't get too detailed into, but you should.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
I'm wondering.
Poor Lexus.
I'm looking at all these cars,
Lexus
going like, I am never going to own any of these cars.
I like that warthog looking one, the beige
could-
warthog looking one.
You could maybe own this Porsche 356 once the market for Porsches collapses.
Once the market, yeah.
What the
That's
heck
it.
is this car that has an LCD screen in the front of it where you can send
Oh
messages?
yeah, no, they do that with concept cars a
Hello.
lot.
Are
Are you talking about the Honda?
Look at the one with the hello in the front.
Oh yeah,
And
so
then
Honda.
there's
I
a
thought
smart car talking in Japanese.
Yeah. So Honda came up with this system. I think they debuted it at the last Tokyo Auto Salon. And what it is that it's supposed to make the car. It's an AI system for the car, not for like autonomous driving,
Yeah.
but for being more communicative with the driver and presenting a more intuitive driver-car interface. It's
What is this
only
Warthog
been
car you're
concept.
talking
They have
about?
Well, wouldn't it?
the Honda with the hello on the.
If it had it in the
so I think
front,
that might be it.
if it had it so it showed the person in front of you the message, wouldn't it just constantly just be a middle finger? Like I feel like that is the only messages that would
I
ever
don't
be
even know what that's
broadcast.
actually for. I don't think that's for broadcasting. I think that's like supposed to be the car's personality.
No, I know, but could you imagine
would.
if you could
Oh,
like
no,
just
that'd be
send a message that
hilarious.
way? It would just be like double middle fingers the whole time.
Double middle fingers across the sky. Oh.
Oh, you're showing everybody the car. Yeah, the hello.
Hello.
I feel like that. I feel like putting anything on the front of your car like that
Hello.
is just gonna say it's just gonna be like kill everyone.
You know what
I
though?
am hunting humans.
Okay, so the hello thing notwithstanding, I think that's a really kind of cute looking tiny sports car looking thing. I mean, it's got the whole fastback thing going on.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna try to run me down and kill me. In a futuristic, bright world with lots of lens flares.
Lots of lens flares. Of course, right? It's gotta be.
Oh man, there's 64-bit Kerbal Space Program now.
Do you run out of RAM frequently in your Kerbling, George?
We're gonna find out.
There you go. So there you go.
Yeah, no, those are cool.
Yeah, no, they're really great.
I mean, all I really care about is that my next car is a hybrid or an electric car. Beyond that, I really could care less about any designs.
You're just gonna
You don't
drive the
care
car
at all
you
about
have
aesthetic?
until it's dead, and then you're gonna buy an electric car.
Pretty much. And it'll be whatever gets me there.
I'll tell you what though, I got my 99 Sable smogged this week. Because you got to do it like every 2 years. So I got it smogged, and it passed handily. No issues.
That's always good.
I find it funny that you have to do it every 2 years, but yet in Pennsylvania, I have to go every year.
I have to do it every 2 years.
You might be the odd man out, Scojo.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is just a racket to keep all the shops in business.
That's it. I do like this car though. These two orange cars. I don't know what they are. Where are they? The DN Compagno? Compagno?
What's it
Something
called?
like that. DN Compagno.
Never heard of that.
I think that looks really cool. I like it. It's almost like a little tiny Lincoln, but you know, orange. I don't know. It's kind of great. Kind of great looking. Classy. Yeah. Oh, and then this George tiny car.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what that is. I like it though.
It's a Sero.
I can see that much, but I don't know who is it like. Who makes it? What brand is G?
It is a Zero.
Let's look at the other tabs that Victor has open.
I have too many tabs. You can't read them. Let's see. Sero car concept.
Strato Zero car concept.
Oh, but those are kind of cool though too. Oh Christ!
What? Those are kind of cool.
That's a razor blade on wheel.
I know, you're just trying to like cut people in half.
Yeah, you hit anybody, you won't have them. They won't get stuck under you because you'll completely bisect them.
Well, you take out their shins apparently.
There you go. There you go. They're gone, man.
I guess it's your kneecaps. You're just like pink.
Not Zero car concept. Sero, you twit. There it is.
There you go.
It's a Copen. Of course.
Daihatsu
Copen Sero.
Is that a D on the front? It looks like a G.
It looks like a G.
There
it is.
Having been driving in a minivan, these small cars like freak me out that I'm going to get crushed by something a lot bigger.
You're like my freaking parents.
Same. My dad says the same thing. Oh no, Scojo! You're turning old.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean, man? Come on. I mean, think about it. Like, you're in this little car. There's giant vehicles all around you. Who's going to win that? Not you. And especially if those cars have an LCD that's telling you that they're going to kill you.
They're going to kill you. They're going to die. All right.
You look at a little more cars.
Yeah, little tiny. Oh, this is tiny car stories though.
So you're telling me that it wasn't sunny in LA this week?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was freaking. Let me stop screen sharing. It was freakishly cloudy for several days. Pure cloud cover. It even rained multiple times.
What is this rain you speak of?
I know. It rained multiple times. Leaves were browning seemingly overnight, falling off the trees, crunch crunch underfoot. It was a proper autumn for like 3 days, and then the sun came out today, and now it's back to California. So
It's been pretty warm here. It was like 73, which is somewhat surprising for November.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Oh, I see George is showing us
He's curbeling.
Curbeling. Yep.
I mean, we're crab peopling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
we
what
are
we're
kind
doing.
of crab. We're crab peopling.
Crab people. Yeah.
I put a little Sputnik on top of a giant fuel cell.
How'd that work out?
About as well as you'd expect.
I gotta
Aerodynamic.
ask my cousin if a lot of people play Kerbal over at JPL. Oh, there it is. Splashdown.
Yeah, apparently aerodynamics is a thing now, which
Is it?
wasn't
That
the
was not
last
a thing
time
in
I
Kerbal
played
prior?
it. Watch.
Look at it go.
Like it didn't matter if it was aerodynamic or not.
Yeah, no, seriously, the aerodynamics were only a function of how much it weighed when the game was originally
nice.
launched.
Oh Jesus!
But now look at that. Look
Yeah.
at this. And now if I tip it slightly to the side, it just goes.
No.
Oh no!
No!
Oh
No!
no!
You won't be getting no landing on that rocket. Elon Musk. Sorry, it's not happening.
From this video, it's very apparent that George should not be a rocket scientist.
Oh nope! Straight down now. Straight down. Nope. Oh geez. Now what? You know what it is? You got a lightsaber in space now. That's what you got.
It does look like a lightsaber.
What are you trying to do?
I've
Just
lost
stabilize it
entire
and.
I made
Well,
a
there
lot
you go.
higher
Launch
than I
the
did the
satellite,
first time.
George. Launch the satellite.
I have nothing to detach. It
Oh,
also has no
come on.
power source.
Uh,
This was just like shits and giggles.
Oh, yes.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So
I could never do anything successfully in Kerbal.
Really? I got to the moon.
I'm just garbage at Kerbal.
I got to the moon. I walked around on the moon. I came back from the moon.
Lucky you. Good job.
It was, I had a very successful space program. It
That's
worked pretty
good.
well.
Good job.
nice. We're putting you in charge of NASA now.
That's it.
Awesome.
It'll cut
Pretty
their budget.
sure that's all you need to get appointed by the Trump administration.
A barely working understanding of a subject.
No, Kerbal Space Project, successful
Kerbal
flight.
Space Program.
You got to the moon? Oh, we need to bring you on.
We need you on here right now. It's kitten. Let's make the moon America again.
Oh, that is something I
That's
totally
terrible.
do.
Please not. Please not. Let's not do that. We need to get
This
the
is gonna
ass
be
to Mars.
Such a bad idea.
Oh, what?
So- What
are
are
you
you
doing?
you're putting a lot of boosters.
That's a lot of 50-gallon drums there, George.
And I'm not quite putting them on level. So this is going to go
Cattywampus.
hilarious.
pretty quickly.
This will go hilariously bad. I love this.
In the words of Bubsy the Bobcat, what could possibly go wrong? That game is getting a reboot. It's getting a sequel.
Is there any control of any? No, there's nothing. It
No.
responds not at all
Not
to
at
the
all.
control service. There are no control
Oh
surfaces.
my God! Look at that drag. Look at the drag it's experiencing. That's crazy.
But you're burning a lot of fuel.
Yeah. You put enough boom juice under something, you'll get it to space.
Man, it has been really difficult for me to not buy a Switch. I've been holding off.
Look
Oh
at the
my God.
G-forces.
That is incredibly hot right now.
That's oh.
It emoliated. That's fantastic.
Yes. Oh man.
George,
That
do
was
it
everything
again.
I hoped it could be.
Do it again.
I'm gonna do it again. Let's just double check that.
Well, that's
For
the basis of
science.
good science. You gotta do.
You know,
Oh, it's got
keep launching
cockeyed.
now.
We're going.
Here we go.
well, that's gonna not go
It's
well.
ballistic. It's ballistic now.
You're supposed to stop the flight.
No, we've come too far.
There's no stopping. It's solid rocket
Oh my
boosters.
God, you're gonna
You
blow
lock
up
it and you go.
really quick.
Don't stop me now. Such a good time.
Yeah, you do need
Weirdly,
the music
it
here
seems
right
to
now.
be pulling up. I don't
Oh
know
my
what's
God.
doing that.
I assume the excessive thrust.
It wants
I think
to
it's
space.
I think Sputnik wants to control it.
I think it wants to space really
It
bad.
wants to space. Oh, and then it happened again. Well, there you go, folks. That's what happens. That's what happens when you strap a bunch of put more rockets on it. Put more rockets on it, and then put some manner of nose cone on it, just to see how far it'll go.
No, let's just slap as many rockets as will stick.
For those of you listening, I'm sorry.
Victor,
Go
we'll
watch
cut
this
this
on
out.
YouTube, and
We'll fix it in post. Oh, that's
and be
gonna
witness.
Be bad.
No, that's perfect. Leave it. That's great. This is gonna be amazing. That one solid booster there is probably the most aerodynamic part of the whole damn thing. That was good. This is beautiful. I feel like I'm watching like you basically making a giant firecracker.
This is the world's biggest Roman candle.
That's it. Well, Roman candles shoot things.
What do you think this is going to be?
No. But Roman candles shoot things. This is the thing being shot.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The world's biggest. Anyways,
Things go boom. That's where
see
we're
what
kind of
happens.
at. I bet it's just gonna tip over on the launch pad. Oh well,
that was new.
that
and interesting.
happened. Oh
All right,
wait,
let's go.
hey, we got a blade, a razor blade flying
that's
through the
blowing
air. I wouldn't say it's going up.
It isn't. No, wait. No.
Oh my
no,
God, is it?
No.
It's like a hand going into space and then setting to karate chop the ocean. That's what it's gonna do. Yeah. That is, oh my God, that's amazing. It's gonna run out of fuel and then it's just gonna land in the water.
Yeah.
What's the altitude? Oh, there it is. 1,400 meters, give or take.
Let's try and launch
yeah.
again.
I think it's gonna explode again.
I'm gonna.
That's gonna be fantastic. Oh, there it goes. Oh, you only left with like what, 3 boosters now?
Yeah, no good. All right, let's
Yeah.
let's do this properly.
You gotta put some legs on it. Yep, it's all gone now.
Yeah, throw it away. We're gonna start fresh.
I'm captivated by this. This is fantastic. This is good stuff right here. Don't stop me now. I'm gonna play a game too. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, we're all gonna just play games.
I think that's what's happening here.
They have bigger ones.
Oh no. Woe betide. Anybody who thinks that is a safe rocket to fly on. Because, oh my God, it's not. All right, you're launching your space cigarette. There it goes. Into space.
To space.
To space.
Space.
Space. Gotta go to space. Space. You know, it probably doesn't have a whole lot of drag. So that's not really gonna heat up all too much.
No, it's getting pretty hot.
Yeah, I can see that. It's the hottest ballpoint pen. How hot's that getting there, George?
It's getting this bar hot.
Okay, that looks like it's getting kind of fucking hot. Well, we'll be out of the atmosphere
kinda fucking
soon.
hot.
Out of the atmosphere. It's gonna cool down now. Did you run out of boom juice?
Holy crap!
Wow. Is that where it went?
That's how far it's going to go.
Oh, nice.
Before it hits its apogee and starts being pulled back. Damn, that's a pretty efficient rocket design. If you pointed it at the moon, it probably would have hit. Oh, no, wouldn't have had.
No, that's not the way that works.
Well, you know what the answer to that is, George? Need more rockets.
But I can totally put something into low Earth orbit with that.
Yeah. Look at that.
I need some control surfaces, and I can do that.
Something to jettison your Sputnik there.
Maybe a nose cone. Now the game is, can I get this solid rocket booster into low Earth orbit?
I'm excited.
This is sort of how you play
out.
Kerbal. It's like you sort of dick around, and then something just comes to you.
Something clicks.
I have to put this into orbit. Just
Do it,
because.
George. Do it, George. I've seen this happen before, Scojo, in Grand Theft Auto 5. This is going to be great. When George gets serious, oh man. Oh man.
I need it smaller. Anyways, carry on.
Oh, right.
What's everyone else up to?
We were doing a show, weren't we? So I'm on week 3 with my Note 8, and
it still hasn't caught on fire.
It hasn't caught on fire. Not only that, but the battery is amazing. Which may just be a function of the fact that I'm going from a 2.5-year-old Note 5 to the Note 8. But Bixby is very helpful. I don't know why people hate it so much. I do not have an issue with the dedicated Bixby button or anything like that. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You sound a little pensive about that there, George. Huh?
Sounds fine enough.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is this the one that turns? I think this is the one that turns.
Scojo, what are you playing over there?
Kingdom Classic.
Kingdom Classic, what is that?
It's a little weird game. I'm about to lose, apparently.
Okay. I am playing Car Mechanic Simulator. That's what I'm playing. Well, I was until it crashed. That's great. I don't know. How far are we in this? Oh, hey, we're like an hour in.
Should we just give up?
Yeah, I think we can give up. I think that's
I
fine.
I could talk about comics. I was about to talk
about comics, Scojo. Tell me about your recent comic adventures.
No, so I started using DCBS, which lets you order comics at a discount, like 40 to 50% off, like 3 months in advance.
Yep.
And there's both good and bad things about that. Good thing is suddenly I'm buying a few floppy books instead of just buying trades, which wasn't what I set out to do, but I ended up doing that.
Sure.
And the problem though is if I buy an issue, I don't know if it's going to be good by the time I have to decide whether I'm going to buy the next issue.
Oh.
So I almost have the same problem.
Gotta lock in.
Yeah, so I have the problem that comic book stores have when they're trying to figure out what's going to be good or not.
Well, that's
I did when Marvel did its whole legacy thing. I bought all their variant covers because they were doing homage covers to all the classic covers. So I ended up buying a ridiculous amount of variant covers, and I got them all, and I've been going through them slowly, reviewing them on Twitter real quick.
Yeah, those have been really entertaining reads.
Well, I mean, as much as
for the shortness that they are.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is good. But
this writer has been consistently consistently.
Well,
good.
I mean, OG Dan Slott still good at writing Spider-Man.
There you go.
The one problem, the other problem, of course, is that's like even at 50% off, it's like $80 to $100, right, to like get like every Marvel thing. So I'm just buying like random stuff. So I bought all those covers and I splurged the one month, but the last couple months I've just been buying like random stuff, and I actually got so pissed off at the criticism of Marvel of the whole like being too, social justice and like changing the sex or race of characters and stuff like that, that I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna buy every book where they actually, where it's a minority or a female main lead, and that's what I did last time. And so now I'm finally starting to read the books. I'm like, oh well, I like this story too. And so now I'm staring at this month's November's order for like February, and I can buy every Marvel book for like $130, or I can try to like, pick which ones I want to read. And it's just like, I don't know. Do I want to spend that money? Or do I just want to just keep buying the ones I think are not doing that hot to try to support them and keep them running if I like them? It's just like, it's kind of like I'm in this position where I have the money to support these guys, so I should support the creators like Tallahassee Coates.
But do I want to spend that money?
Yeah, but how crazy do I want to go along this line? And it's like I don't
crazy, man.
I don't really want to get back into like collecting floppies, but I also don't really like buying comics digitally.
Right.
And I feel like the books get canceled before the trade paperbacks even like register. So it's like, I'm just like, what do I do? Like, if I want to keep Gay Iceman like running, or I want to like, keep Miss Marvel popular. Okay. Oh, you didn't know about that one?
No, I don't. Yeah, because
it was all over the news. X-Men. I was just saying, it's all over the news.
Is that so? Cool.
Yeah. Well, no, it's one of those funny. I mean, just to give you a little preview of how crazy X-Men is these days. Like, so about like 4 or 5 years ago, Beast brought the original X-Men to the present to try to show the current, the present day Cyclops how far he's gone. And when he did, he brought the team forward, and they saw what was going on. Beast kind of lied to them and said there was like a genocide, which there wasn't. And Cyclops wasn't as big of a tool as Beast was saying he was. So they were kind of like, oh, well, this isn't so bad. And they go to send them back, and they find they can't. And so for the last like 5 or 6 years, there's a young team of the original X-Men running around with all the originals. Well, in some cases, like Jean Grey, she's currently, I mean, the current version's dead, right? So Jean Grey, young Jean Grey,
she's dead again. Okay,
she's about to be resurrected. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make Phoenix. They're gonna Phoenix her, because she can, she's rebirthed, right?
Right.
So there's Jean Grey, the young one, finds out reads somebody's mind and finds out exactly what happens to her present self. So she decides, like, dude, I'm completely changing. But in like Angel, there's 2 Angels in the world now, and there's 2 Icemen, and there was 2 Cyclopses until the older Cyclops got killed off. And there's also 2 Beasts, and the
Cyclops
younger Beast
never fails to die.
Yeah, the younger Beast isn't blue and hairy. He's the pre-hair Beast, and he's also getting into magic, which is pretty funny. So he's like, oh, hey, magic? I can look at that too.
Instead of, or in addition to?
In addition to science.
Interesting.
Mainly because, like, if you're like the super science guy, but you're from 1960 and now you're in like 2017.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, like you're like, great, like might as well try something else. But yeah, so it's really crazy right now. Oh, well, so and anyway, back to Iceman. So Iceman's younger self is like
Starts
hanging
dating
out.
his older self?
No, that would be really creepy. No, Jean Grey gets her her telepathy, which she didn't know she could. She couldn't read minds back in the 60s X-Men. She could only use telekinesis, but she eventually got those like other powers. But she gets them early, and she just reads people's minds and realizes that Iceman is gay and outs him in front of everybody, which is kind of a
dick move,
super
Jean.
a-hole move for Jean. Yeah. But so then the older Iceman's sitting there going like, "Wait, what? You're gay?" And so the older Iceman's like, "What is going on here?" Like, "Oh, I am actually gay." He's like, "I've just been trying to I didn't want to be a mutant and gay, like, have too many attributes that set me apart from everybody." And and so, there's like a series now where they're kind of following
that idea.
Yeah, they're following the adult Iceman as he tries to get his like life in order, and kind of realizing the younger version of him in the future is like doing way better than him. And it's like, wait, why is the younger me like better off and learning faster than I did? This isn't right. Am I that big of a loser that even the younger version of me is better? But anyway, so yeah, there's books like that. There's a really great run of Black Panther going on. There's America Chavez, a queer Latino woman who can like make portals. There's just like a lot of, and there's Incredible Hulk is currently the totally awesome Hulk, and it's Amadeus Cho, and it's an Asian guy, and I'm just like, I'm gonna support those things because you know what, most of them are pretty good, and people keep complaining about I should say, the big comic book nerd people keep complaining about it. So screw you guys.
Excuse me.
I read comics for the whole reason to read like a Marvel comic is to see them play with established concepts and do things and just like play around with it in different ways. So if they just if Captain America just punched Nazis
all day
constantly, like that would be boring after a while. You got to do some stuff to like play around with the concept.
He's got to spend some time being a Nazi.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. I was a big proponent of the whole. I actually really enjoyed the Secret Empire and Cap secretly becoming a Hydra agent, but that story didn't end great. Marvel has a big problem where they like start these big storylines and they do a really great job of setting everything up, and then the ending doesn't necessarily live up to everything else.
It falls flat on its face.
Yeah, I mean this one didn't completely fall on its face, but it definitely didn't. Like it did everything I expected it to do. It was like not surprising at all. There's nothing nothing that you couldn't have predicted the first moment everything happened. I was really confused why people were like freaking out because I was like, guys.
Okay, so you're gonna have to tell me what happened because I don't know. But what happened here?
Oh my god, I don't even know where to start. So,
was he actually a Hydra agent? Let's start with that.
No.
Okay.
So, we're going to go into crazy stuff. This is stuff I try to explain in panels. So, there was this child cosmic cube called Cubic. It was a personification of a cosmic cube and a little girl that befriended Captain America and a whole bunch of people, right? She had the ability to warp reality, but she was a little girl, right? So S.H.I.E.L.D. was using her to create a prison for supervillains that they would be she would change reality to put them into like this idyllic 1950s world where they would live out their lives in this little town under supervision, but like living a normal life, but forget who they were. And obviously that went wrong. At the same time, Captain America, when the Avengers and stuff found out what they were doing, they were like, whoa, this is some creepy, crap that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s doing.
Ethical crap.
And So at this point, Captain America's like 90 years old because he had the super soldier serum pulled out of him in a prior storyline, which I won't get into.
Okay.
So he's this
Captain
90-year-old.
America, no longer so star-spangled. Got it.
Yeah, so he had given up the shield to Sam Wilson, who was the Falcon. So
Right.
Sam Wilson was now Captain America. And that is actually a really fun story because they try to play with all the like media, Fox News, right-wing media type stuff that would go on and be like, not my Captain America. Yeah. And like Sam Wilson tries to like, go after, this like Order of the Serpent, or I forget what they're called. But there's something of the Serpent. Oh, Sons of the Serpent. And they're kind of like just, racists. And they're like trying to beat up people on the border and stuff. And so Sam Wilson, Captain America, like goes around and like deals with those guys. And he gets a lot of flack from like, right-wing sources.
Right.
So what happens at the end of the whole Pleasantville.
Sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
playing
okay.
a racing game, and the car in front of me just had a rear tire blow out and flipped
Assault on Pleasant Hill
over. Okay.
is Kubrick turns Captain America back to being young again. But what you don't see what you find out a little later is that she changed his past, and she had secretly been working with Red Skull.
Oh, no.
Like the Red Skull had been kind of like talking to her and treating, like being nice to her and whatever, and said like, oh, Captain America would be better off if he had become a Hydra agent. So she goes into his past and has him meet up with Hydra first before he becomes Captain America.
Right.
So that's how he ends up being a Hydra sleeper agent.
Uh-huh.
Now, the problem with that, of course, is that Captain America's special power is really like winning, right? Like Captain America just kind of like beats everything.
Right.
Because he's like tactically a genius. So like, how did the Allies win the World War II if he was secretly working against them the whole time while they thought that he was working for them? And the trick is actually because he was working for Hydra. Hydra was, or the Axis was winning, and what happened is the Allies.
Is that like legit a thing about him? Like he has a superpower and
it's just a joke that
Okay.
Captain America
Right.
just wins. You don't want to be against Captain America.
It's like the same thing with Superman. Superman's power is he wins.
Okay.
Yeah, but the difference there is Superman is literally like super strong and like invincible, where Captain America is like strong, but he's not like lift a skyscraper
what
strong.
What happens with Superman is he struggles until he doesn't and wins.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Every time.
But Captain America usually has to come up with some sort of like, tactical plan or something. It kind of, like Batman has to like be like,
yeah,
I figured out that, all this other stuff that I preemptively did and you didn't notice because we didn't tell you. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. But so just as the Axis is about to win.
Side note: I'm sky drifting.
Yeah, you are. The Allies get a cosmic
the regular
cube,
type of drifting,
and they shift reality back to the Allies winning. But this is foreseen by this like crazy prophet thingy. I'm not even going to go into it because it's a really cool story, but it's too hard. So they put Captain America in this pool where he won't be changed when they change reality back, and he'll be the only one that knows that Hydra was supposed to win. So that's how
the entirety of reality is shifting.
Except for this pool is like the one place they could put it in.
Magical pool?
Yeah, it's like a magical pool. Jeez, come on.
Okay.
This is Newton. Newton foresees this because he's a prophet. Isaac Newton, the immortal.
The immortal.
Yeah, the immortal. It just goes.
Is that Isaac from Escaflowne?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much. I'd have to say the Shield Hydra mythos that they reworked in the 2000s is a little bit like the Isaac Newton from Escaflowne.
Yeah. Oh, the J Bands is in the audience. He asked, "Is Victor playing a racing game?" Yes, I am. He's asking, "Is there a racing game that lets you drive big rigs?" I'm sure there is. If nothing else, then Beam.
Forza
NG.
7 lets you drive big rigs.
Forza 7 lets you drive big rigs. There you go.
Yes.
And then Beam RG will also let you do whatever you want with vehicles, but it's more like a generic
I need
simulator.
to play that.
Yeah.
That game is so much fun.
It's a fun-looking game. Okay. Cool,
yeah, Hydra.
cool.
Hydra.
Hydra stuff.
But yeah.
All right.
So, Nazis.
Hydra kids, Hydra wife. There's going to be a whole lot of Nazis
exactly.
going out here. All right. Alrighty then. Yeah, no, tonight has been crab people, J-Bands. It's been crab people. We talked for a while about Halloween and candy and the nature of trunk or treating. Hey, look, I got, wow, I did like an 11-second lead on them. Nice.
Do those people just suck? Are they real people?
Oh,
Or
no, they're
people?
NPCs. So it's not like too big of a thing, but it's, yeah.
Okay.
Still, 11 seconds. And yeah, that's it. All right, so that is it for this show. Let me stop sharing my screen here. Here we go. That's it for this show. We'll see you guys next time. Friday Night Party Line. I got an MG Metro 6R4 for winning that race. Nice.
Way to stay on top.
George, did you have any success curbeling to the moon? Curling into orbit?
I wasn't trying to get to the moon. I was trying to get a solid
Orbit.
rocket booster into orbit, and I did not have success.
Bummer. Alrighty then. Good night, everybody.
Good night.